Hi ninjas, and welcome to another visual guide of Sekiro. Last time you got your butt kicked by Genichiro, lost your arm, and probably feel miserable. It is still not time to cry. Yet. And I have good news for you. You got yourself the most awesome prosthetic in the world that brings so much new cool mechanics and possibilities, which we are going to look at in this video. As you are told, you were rescued by a mysterious man simply known as the Sculptor. He will be your new best friend from here on, as he will be taking care of all the things related to your prosthetic arm. Also, this place where he lives, the dilapidated temple, will serve as your base of operations. Oh, and before you go anywhere else, go behind the temple and pick up a light coin purse. I will explain this item's functionality later on. Now that you are at the front of the temple, the statue with the blue flame is a sculptor's idol. These can be found throughout the game and they serve as your checkpoints. Whenever you find one and interact with it, you will automatically unlock it and will be transported to the last sculptor's idol you interacted with should you die. Currently your only option available is rest, which restores your health, healing gore usages, and items to their maximum should you have consumables in storage over the maximum number that you can carry that particular item. For example, you can carry 3 pellets at once, and if you pick up more, they will go to your storage. If you use all 3, they won't be restored from the storage until you rest. However, if you rest at the idol, all the enemies that you've killed will be restored back to life. This does not apply to killed bosses or mini-bosses, so those you don't have to worry about. Whenever a new mechanic activates, a message will display when you next visit the Sculptor's idol. Here you can raise your vitality and posture, attack power, learn new skills, and a lot more as the game progresses. If you still want to practice your skills of combat before progressing the game, head right to a clearing, where you will find a lone samurai standing. This man is Hanbei, and for reasons, he cannot be killed. Thus for reasons, he offers himself as a practice partner, and talking to him initiates first a normal combat, which is very easy. Afterwards, if you speak to him again, he will offer different mechanics to be practiced separately. Some combat skills open up new tutorials, so be sure to check him out from time to time. As you start progressing the game, you will be given the most fun tool that lets you feel like a true ninja, the Grappling Hook. When a gray circle appears, it will notify you that near visibility is a grappling point, but it is yet too far. As you get closer, the circle grows, signifying that you are getting closer to the point of grapple. And when it turns green, it signifies that you can press L2 or the left trigger to grapple to it with your hook and land on a platform safely. If the mark is a 3-pointed star inside a circle, this signifies that you will not be landing on the grappling point, but will instead fling you to the direction, so be sure to check what's ahead. You can do this multiple times for a much faster and cooler movement if multiple points appear when you are still in the air. Use this to get to rooftops, cliff sides, branches, or other elevated platforms. Now as you fight against enemies and kill them, you will be getting 2 things as a reward: experience and money. The experience bar raises up automatically after an enemy dies in your proximity, but money and items stay until you draw them to you. Simply pressing and holding the grab button, X in the Xbox or square in the PlayStation, draws the items near, and you don't need to hold the button down all the time, just until they have started to move and they will be drawn to you therefore. Now if it happens that you die, half of your accumulated money and experience in the bar are lost. However, if the experience bar fills, you will gain a skill point which will not go away in death, only half the experience in the bar currently. And remember that coin purse you found? Those hold a static amount of money, which won't be lost in death if you haven't used it yet. So if you had 100 sen normally and you die, you will lose 50 sen. But if you then use a light coin purse, you will automatically gain 100 sen from it. But once the item is used, the money is now placed in your currency, which now can be lost if you die again. That may sound confusing, but you will get it eventually after playing it for a while. Light coin purses give you 100 sen upon usage instantly, heavy ones give you 500 sen, and bulging coin purses give you 1000. These can be purchased from merchants found throughout the game, so if you are carrying a lot of money and fear that you might die soon, it might be a good idea to purchase one. The merchants always charge a bit more than they give, but it's safer. A good tip in combat is honestly to try and deflect everything, because almost everything can be deflected. Swords, bullets, dogs, Maybe not cannon fire. But even if it looks scary, you can try to deflect it first, because this game encourages you to do that most of the time. Now, if you weren't confused enough by the mechanics so far, there's one last mechanic to go. Dying. And resurrection. At this point of the game, if you die to anything else than fall damage, you still have one chance to get up and continue the fight or escape to a Sculptor's idol. When it happens the first time, Kuro will speak to you and offer his immortal blood to resurrect by pressing R1. If you for any reason however wish to die and be sent back to the last Sculptor's idol interacted, you can instead press L1. However, this kind of death will incur the penalties on money and experience, while resurrecting doesn't, so think thoroughly on what you want to do. You can't resurrect forever, so if you die and resurrect, you will see above your health bar 2 pink circles that have a paint stroke on them. This stroke means that if you die, you get sent back to the Sculptor's idol. This stroke can be removed if you manage to score a death blow on a boss or kill certain enemies. The first one always comes back if you rest at an idol, but the second one you need to gather from killing enemies. So now for an example. You are fighting against a boss, die, then resurrect and score a death blow. This removes the stroke, so if you now die again and have another full pink circle on top of your health bar, you can resurrect again and still continue the fight. But after using the second circle, you have to recharge it after the fight if you die a third time. Now to mix you up even further. In case you die and have no resurrections left, you have a small chance you will not lose half your money and experience. As in the menu, there's a number that says 30%. That is your unseen aid and your chance of retaining your resources. But if you die multiple times, the NPCs that you have met might contract Dragonrot, and the more Dragonrot there is, the smaller the number becomes, and those particular NPCs cannot further their plot lines as long as they have it. To cure it, you will have to do a small side quest with Emma to get a sample of the Sculptor's tainted blood, along with some other NPC that also has it. Bring these both to Emma, rest at the Sculptor's idol, and talk to Emma again to receive the item that will let you cure Dragonrot at a Sculptor's idol. If you have a Dragon's Blood droplet in your inventory, one cure costs 1 droplet. Whew! That was a lot of difficult mechanics, but I hope you got something out of this video. There's a lot of info at once, so play a bit, get used to the mechanics, and go back to watch if there's still something confusing in these particular mechanics. And with that said, we will wrap up this video with that. Next time we will get into the first mini bosses and look at tips and strategies on how to defeat them. As always, I hope this video was helpful. Leave a like if it was, subscribe for more, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay vigilant, and I'll see you next time.
Fight, fight, fight if you wanna live long.